Hello. Hi everyone. Hello. Hi everyone. Good to see all of you. Good evening. Hello. Hi everyone. Good to see all of you. Good evening. Warm welcome to all the Elephanty fans and followers. So, people are joining. It's so heartening to see all of you. Hi everyone. Good to see all of you. Good evening. Warm welcome to all the Elephanty fans and followers. So, people are joining. It's so heartening to see all of you. Hi everyone. Good to see all of you. Good evening. So we will just wait a few more minutes so that more people join. So good evening, Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi, Shaju, Nimisha, Sonia, Shiv Prakash, Selin. So you all must be knowing that today we are talking about the role of hobbies and how how it helps in the personality development of the child. So at the background, just we are checking whether every audio and everything is. I hope I am audible to all of you, and I can see the live chat. So, okay, viewers, let me introduce myself. I am Somapika Sarkar. I am a life skills educationist and founder of Hurray Kids. So, Hurray Kids is an educational venture to promote life skills among children in a simple and joyful manner. And it's a pleasure to be present here today. Thank you to all the Elephanty team members for having me here. So it's a Saturday evening, and yes, so it's a parenting webinar, and I know all young parents or parents of children who are of various age groups. They have joined today, and it's very like it's really nice to interact with you all. So I would also expect a good participation from you all. So it's a very very nice topic which we all have selected about the hobbies and Usually what happens, viewers, we talk about our hobbies when we become very comfortable in some setting, when we are very close with some friends. We talk about our likes, our dislikes, and this interaction of hobbies really makes the entire ambience very lively, and we become so passionate talking about our hobbies, isn't it? Yeah, hobbies, as you all are aware, it's a kind of engagement or activity which we get involved in our leisure time, right? So, and I think every individual have a hobby, and if not, of course, whenever a person gets a chance, they try to develop some pastime, some interest, and that gradually develops into a hobby. And it is something very essential for a person to have hobbies, because it is very much related to our mental health also, as hobbies promotes a lot of happiness. We feel so happy talking about hobbies or engaging in these hobbies. So it's very important part of life, and sometimes we ignore this hobbies part in our daily schedule. We think, oh no, why to take out time for hobbies, we have so much work to do. But that should not be the approach. We should give importance to all these engagements which gives us the moments, which gives us the scope to be happy, to have some fulfilling time where we are doing something which interests me. We are not forced to do it. Hobbies is something voluntarily in nature, and hobbies is something which everybody is very passionate about. So let us do some interaction amongst us. Can we all share our hobbies? Can you share your hobbies? Like, okay, I'll start with my hobbies. My hobbies are reading and music. And in reading, I really love to read light-hearted books. Especially, I love to read children books. They're so cute and sweet. And music, any music of any genre, that's what it really lifts up my mood, and I feel so good, and I feel rejuvenated after hearing a good piece of music. So can we have some hobbies, what all hobbies you have? Can you just share in the chat? So many new viewers have joined. Hi Biju, hi Sonu, hello Deepak. Painting, okay, that's good. That's good. The hobbies are coming up in the chat. Good. Painting, reading comics. Yeah, that's so cute. I also love to read comics. I really, you know, I love those comics which I read in my childhood days. Music based on my mood. Yes, Revti, that's quite good. Exploring India, yeah, that's again, it's a very creative hobby where you get to explore a lot of cuisines, lot of architecture. That's quite interesting. Drawing, wow. Writing blogs. Wow, Revati, you have got lot of passions to follow. That's so good. Gardening, Sunu. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. Sonia has written drawing. Good. Lovely. Good, very good. So a lot of variety of hobbies which you all have written. Singing, yeah, that's also so good. So viewers, you see, there are different kind of hobbies, and every sometimes hobbies defines the personality of that person. Some people are very creative and they are always inclined towards music or drawing, or some people are really very curious in nature. They are always into exploring new places, or they are always associated with traveling. So yeah, singing, painting, yeah, Nikhil Raj, that's good. Kartika has also joined. Yeah, Balraj for photography. Yes, photography is also a very good hobby. Viewers, very good hobby. So thanks for participating, and really the chat box is buzzing. So we all can see that every person is having a hobby, and all hobbies are so different from each other. In fact, famous celebrities, they also do have hobbies. If you see, whether it's a sports person or a singer, everybody has their set of hobbies. In fact, reading is one of the very common hobby. Like, in fact, players like Sachin Tendulkar, Sania Mirza, they also have reading, as one of the hobby. In fact, singers like Justin Timberlake, he's in a lot of sports. So sports also, many people follow sports as a hobby. So yeah, so you can see this holistic approach of hobbies where various aspects of your personalities comes out, and that is all what we will be talking about in today's session. So so there will be three parts of today's session. In the first session, we'll be talking about how hobbies and our this personality development are linked. So I will be sharing the context of that. And in the second part, we will be talking about how these hobbies actually have a lot of advantages and how these hobbies shapes up the personalities. So we will talk about a lot of pluses of hobbies, having hobbies. And the third and the most important part, viewers, I will share also a lot of tips how you can encourage these hobbies in children, because children are there in their formative years, and this is the right time when you need to encourage these kind of extracurricular activities, these kind of hobbies or pastimes, so that they get the scope to develop their various aspects of personality, which do not get chance in their academic life. Fine. So there is a life beyond academics, there is a life beyond school, and that is also so important. It's not only school or office life. We need to have some hobby or some me time, and that is all we can practice it. We can have this me time through these hobbies. So let me start. Let me share one very nice quote given by Sir William Osler. He was from Canada and a famous physician. He said that no man is really happy. Okay, I repeat, no man is really happy or safe without a hobby. So no man is really happy or safe without a hobby. So this very well explains the importance of hobby in contributing happiness in our lives. So hobbies are great tools to find the happiness. And we are human beings, viewers. We are human beings. We are not all machines. We have our feelings. We have our thoughts, and we need happiness in our life. And this is what differentiate us from the machines, right? And these hobbies have a great role in shaping our personalities too. And to shape up our personality, we take take the education, we go to schools, we take trainings, we upgrade our skills, we enroll ourselves in various courses, and all we do so that we become prepared for the professional lives. And of course, there is also personal life attached to professional life, and this personal life happiness is a very key component, and we need to stay happy. That is something so critical and essential of being to such a critical part of our life, that happiness, that state of mind, that peace, that fulfillment element has to be there. And if our personal life, if we are set in a personal life, that will take care of all other lives which we are leading, whether it is a school life, college life, office life, neighborhood life, in fact social media life. So happiness is key to all the stability which we will have in the life, and hobbies is one of a very good way which will help us to stay happy. And this when we talk about these personalities, and everybody has a different personality, and this personality is unique to that person. So suppose like, yeah, to define the personality, what is a personality? So personality is characteristic patterns of thoughts, feelings and behaviors which is unique to that person. So every individual has a personality. Every adult is having a personality. Every child is having a personality of its own, and this personality gets developed over a period of time. And this initial years of childhood, that is a right base, right foundation, when we parents have to be really very particular, and we should be really giving the right set of tools, resources, ambience, so that child gets the scope to develop in an all-round way, to have a holistic development. right? So so this is what we parents should be really very conscious about, how we should encourage. Of course we need to encourage them and support them in their academics, but there is also a life beyond academics where hobbies play a critical role in shaping their personalities, right? And and this personality development is something very dynamic in nature. Of course it the major part is gets developed in the early years of childhood, and with growing in age we develop certain traits. We certain traits get enhanced, certain traits we modify, we try to develop a lot of skills. A lot of things does happen during the course of time, and we all, we everyone tries to enhance our personalities, isn't it? And yeah, in recent times, viewers, especially in the COVID times when COVID started in this pandemic, it was seen that a lot of people reconnected to their hobbies, and a lot of people developed new hobbies. You know, they developed new hobbies, and in fact, it was also seen that parents started encouraging and supporting their children to get engaged more and more hobbies, because everybody was at home and they were so what to do, how to use that time productively. And hobbies was one of the ways which many people find very good to get involved in, and many new hobbies were developed. So can we have just again quick round of interaction with you all viewers, when if you have developed any new hobbies in recent times, can you share that in the chat? Any new hobbies which you have developed in recent times? I know many people. And hobbies is something, viewers, is not that it will remain constant. Some, of course, in many cases it remain constant, but we can always develop a new hobby at any point of time, so it's something when like in nowadays, people have started vlogging, that is blogging now, vlogging, video blogging, or people have started video gaming. That's also become a new hobbies in today's time. So any new hobby which you have developed in recent times? Okay, reading. Nikhil Raj has said reading. Any other hobby? Video editing. Yes, that's again a new kind of, people have started making videos. In fact, people have become so video friendly. I have seen, everybody is trying, the kids are, video recording themselves and using so many apps to enhance the, picture quality or the audio quality, and so many skills to learn, isn't it? Meditation, oh, that's beautiful, that's beautiful. That is something, I think we all should be, practicing some sort of meditation, yoga. That's really, that brings a lot of balance in you as a person. Yes, viewers, any more new hobbies which you have, developed in recent times? So we got these answers: reading, video editing, meditation. Any new hobbies, or any hobbies you want to develop? Still, you are, in a progress mode or something like that. Because many people, they also start. Oh, now till the time we are working from home, that culture is there. Can we, have? Can we develop some more hobbies, or we get a chance to explore other skills? Gardening, yes, Nimisha, gardening, right? I think gardening is again is a very beautiful hobby. So yes, thank you viewers for participating. So we saw that it has been we have seen that people have developed new hobbies in recent times. And cooking, yes, that's it. I was waiting for this answer. Why nobody's talking about cooking? So many people found their new love in the cooking process. Earlier they used to because it was not required, but I think cooking is something which has really come up very prominently in recent times across all the genders. Boys, girls, all are cooking. In fact, children are participating in cooking time with their, with the parents, especially baking. Children have taken up a lot on the baking part, right? So baking has also come up as a new hobby in recent times. And children can very well take up baking because it is less of fire contact, and it's all about measurements, and it's all about quantities. In fact, baking is a very good hobby for children, viewers. It teaches you a lot of precision, the exact measurements. So again, maths and a lot of science aspects is also there. How much soda has to be given, or other elements which goes, it's all because it's all the ingredients which actually makes a perfect bake. and the right temperature. So that's a very good hobby for children to develop. Okay, thank you, viewers, for sharing your answers here. So let me move to the next part where, of course, you all have seen that you know hobbies and different kind of hobbies are there, and how they it is connected to our well-being, right? And let me now share all the advantages of these hobbies and how these advantages of hobbies shapes up the personality. So it's all like, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So if you want to, lead a happy and fulfilling life, you need to have a lot of interest, lot of, hobbies also to explore your, to take out or the best of your personality, which will not be, which will not come out only with academics. So you have to get involved in all these kind of creative pursuits and different kind of, engagements, which will help you really live this life, and which will make you really happy. So first advantage, viewers, is that hobbies, it helps us to de-stress and relax. That is so important. I think that is the main objective, and that is for that we always look forward to go back to the hobby time, and sometimes in a busy schedule we ignore that hobby, which is wrong. We should make it a point. We should take out some time for ourselves, for our hobbies. It can be anything, it can be cycling, it can be cooking, it can be gardening, but do take out time for these hobbies, because these hobbies, since nobody's forcing, but this is something you love it and you love doing it, and because of that you will really feel relaxed. Your stress will go away, and it will promote your mental well-being. And if you're mentally well, of course it will overall, you will really be able to stay happy. That is the first part, that it makes you happy, it helps you de-stress and relax. So this is very important, and this advantage. Second advantage is that hobbies, viewers, it helps us to socialize. Now, what happened in school, suppose if you're a child or if you're a student, we have a certain set of friends, or if we are working in an office, we have a certain set of friends in office. But because of these hobbies, because of these engagements, we get a chance to interact with other people. Suppose if you are in some music classes, so you get to meet you get a chance to make new friends in your music class. Or if you are into cycling, if you are going into a cycling expedition, so in cycling expedition you get a chance to interact with a fellow cyclist. So it's you create a bond. So this hobbies gives us a lot of scope to interact with variety of people, to understand them, to understand their perspectives, and it becomes very interesting. Third advantage is that hobbies is a very important advantage, and outcome of hobbies is that hobbies, it helps us in developing your confidence and self-esteem, because we are doing that activity because we love it. And since we love it, and we are able to do that activity in a very nice manner, we put our heart and soul in in doing that hobby, or in having that in doing that activity, and it automatically enhances your confidence in that, because you are so proud of yourself. Oh, suppose if you are into cycling, oh, I was able to cycle today for 2 kilometers. That satisfaction which comes in you, that confidence which comes in you. Okay, today I have been able to cycle for 2 kilometers, then what next? I can go for 3 kilometers for my next week cycling expedition. It's just like that. So it brings out a lot of confidence in you, and it enhances your self-esteem also, viewers, because you are getting that confidence, and your own self-worth, self-esteem, the sense of self-esteem goes high. Then the next advantage is that hobbies helps you to learn new skills. Now different hobby have different set of skills. Like cycling has, you need to have different skills here. In gardening, different skills are required, or even in painting, different skills are required. So if you're pursuing these hobbies, so you will form you will develop a new set of skills, which is so different from the academics or whatever skills you are applying in your office life. So overall it helps you to learn new skills, hobbies. Then hobbies also makes you very interesting. Sometimes viewers, we have seen that it's hobbies which attracts you towards the other person other than the professional qualification. And if you come to know that the other person is also having share the same hobby, you immediately connect with that person. Suppose many people, they love swimming, so oh, he or she is also loves to swim. Oh, I think that's a common point to bond, that's how you also love swimming, I also love swimming. So you can bond well with that on that note ki we both share the same hobbies, right? And so it really makes you more, if you find that the other person also having the same hobbies, or even if some different set of hobbies, you find that person very interesting, lively ki, yeah, this person is not only it's not always studios or something, or always into office work, but of course that person is also have a life beyond office or beyond school, where he or she pursues certain hobbies for herself or himself. So that actually makes you quite socially approachable, socially popular also sometimes because of hobbies. Sometimes people born and they form communities. If you can see in today's time, many people they form this, like suppose if you are in baking, so they can make a baking club, and because of the social media on Facebook also, you have seen a lot of communities gets formed. Those who are very good in, those who are foodies, like, they also some that foodies, that's foodies groups are there, or cake groups are there, there are cycling groups are there, or those who are into hiking or trekking groups are there. So it's something which helps you to bond and form communities also. The next advantage viewers of hobbies is that it helps you in your academic as well as careers also. There are a lot of evidences and research which shows that hobbies like music, it improves cognition and it helps you in maths, in subject like maths. Then hobbies like reading and writing, it really helps you in the language and in communication. Then hobbies like gardening, it helps you in science. And many people have been able to successfully turn these hobbies into professions. There are many people, successful people, a lot of examples are there, so I will share two examples today. uh, I think you all are aware of who is Walt Disney. Walt Disney is such a, Disney is such an iconic brand. So Walt Disney, he was an ambulance driver. He was once upon a time he was an ambulance driver in France during the time of World War I, and then he joined as a newspaper editor, but he was fired from his job because of his lack of creativity. Now it's so weird to hear now. Walt Disney, he was fired because of the reason because he lacked ideas. Now that is very weird, but that did not deter him, and he went ahead and he pursued his passion of creativity, and you can see how successful he has become, and rest is history. Disney and the Disney characters, it's something we all really, the brand, the position or the image which they have created, it's commendable. So this is one example where Walt Disney, he had a passion of creativity, how he turned that passion into the profession. So you can see the hobby sometimes shapes your personality in such a way that you can carry it forward as your profession also. Then another example, we all know about Chetan Bhagat. He's a famous and celebrated author. uh, he was a very meritorious student. He is an IIT and IM, higher in academics, and he started his career as an investment banker. But he has this passion of writing. And after a few years of into service, he left that and he started writing full-fledged. And we all know that how popular he is and how popular his work has been, and five of his novels have been converted into Bollywood movies, which has become hit also. So you can see from these examples how hobbies helps you sometimes to take that as a profession. So and it is very, people are very lucky if they are getting a chance to convert their passion or hobbies into their profession. The seventh advantage which I want to share with you of hobbies is that hobbies overall actually it develops a lot of personality traits in a person. For example, hobbies like sports, like it can be any sports like football or cricket. It develops these kind of sports develops a lot of discipline in you. Uh, it develops the teamwork in you, collaboration, leadership qualities. So if you play these sports, automatically these kind of qualities are also gets developed. Or hobbies like drama, speech and drama. These they develop a lot of communication skills in you, and a lot of you become very expressive. Then like chess, if you are into chess makes you keeps you mentally agile, so it improves your focus, it improves your concentration, it improves your critical thinking. So it's really these kind of hobbies really develops a lot of, it impacts positively on your personality. Or viewers, if you have a many people have this hobby of volunteering, or association with some social causes. That's a very good hobby, and I have met many youngsters in recent times. I have interacted with them how these people, these teenagers have used this their hobby into a profession, or how these have shaped their personalities. So first, yeah, of course, I will share two, teenage icons. I will say they are global youth icons. One is Ayush Chopra. He is the founder of SDGs for Children, and he started this is a non-profit to promote sustainable development goals. This SDGs have been given by United Nations, and Ayush is a grade 12 student, and he's from India only. And he has, when he was in teenage years, and it was his introduction to this SDGs through his school, that he developed this passion of doing something good for the society, something good for the our planet, something good for the nature, something for sustainability. And he has been a award winning global youth icon. He has been recognized by United Nations. So you can see the this kind of passion has, and this Ayush, he has become now a global speaker, a lot of confidence. He has become a confident boy in today's time, and he has become so confident, so compassionate. Similar example I will share about Ananya Kamboj. She is a founder of Sports to Lead, and she is again a grade 11 student, and she has been an award-winning journalist from India, who has represented India. She has promoted football for friendship, mission of promoting human values through football. So that's a very unique combination where, through sport, she is trying to promote human values, and in fact, she is doing a lot of work to promote gender diversity through sports. And apart from that, she's again has got a lot of awards from various entities, and she's again attended many of UN events. And I think I'm really in awe of these teenagers, who have done so much, and so much in this field at such a young age, and all because of their passion. Ananya was an very sports loving person, and that has really shaped up her personality. Similar with Ayush and we have many youth icons in our country only. If you find their this association with social causes and passion, their hobbies have shaped their personalities so well. They are so confident today. They are actually like global speakers now, and they are globally everywhere, and they are doing such a good work. I think those parents who are viewing this, please take it that if you are encouraging these passions in your children, there is no limit to their dreams. You have to help them reach out, to wherever they want to go. It's only with the support and encouragement which we can give to the children. And Ayush and Ananya's parents, their family, have been their backbone. So this is what we need to do as a parents. We need to encourage our children in all these hobbies and pastimes, so that it shapes up their personality holistically. So that was my take on the advantages. And let me also share that viewers, it's not only that you need to have only one hobbies. actually we need to have a combination of hobbies, or set of few hobbies. It's not necessary only one hobby. You can have a variety of hobbies. It can be a combination of gardening or reading or whatever, because then it helps you an outlet and scope to interact with a variety of people, and it brings out a lot of good things from your personality. It shapes your personality from various levels. So I will recommend five types of hobbies which you should encourage in your children. First one is that please encourage reading and writing kind of activity, because that brings a lot of focus, a lot of concentration in children. And children really, it also brings a lot of awareness, self-awareness, because when you read and write, a lot of you become really mindful of so many things, and it of course it improves your language and communication skills also. Second category or type of hobbies which you all can encourage in children is that sports. Anything, any sport, that can be indoor, outdoor, whatever, that sports exposure has to be there in every child. Because sports brings a lot of, again, it brings a lot of self-awareness. You get focused on yourself. You try to improve your skills. Team spirit comes, leadership, the discipline aspect, it all comes through sports. And the best part of sports is that, because it teaches us to accept failure. Failure is something which we all get very scared, and sometimes we don't allow the child to fail. But no, sports is something, in such a beautiful way the child will learn the experience, will have the experience of failure and how to bounce back. The quality of resilience, it can be beautifully learned by playing sports. I think sports, you should encourage your children in some of the sports. Then third kind of activity which I will recommend is that try to encourage your children in performing arts kind of activity, where they get a chance to perform. Like, it can be music, it can be dance, it can be singing. That brings a very creative part of your personality, how you can creatively express yourself through dance or singing. That's a very beautiful way, and that's a, I think you should try out and introduce and see whether the child is liking the music or singing or dance part or not, or even acting or drama. Fourth type of hobbies which I will recommend is that something which is related to creativity. So it can be anything, craft, craft making, or it can be pottery, or it can be sometimes children, they also do creativity with, it can be anything. Actually, it's not only about painting and drawing, but it can be anything related to this, as I said, that it can be like uh, you know painting. Again, it has got a lot of variety of painting. These children are doing craft, quilling is there, different art forms have come, architecture, pottery. So different classes, different sessions are coming in today's. I think we should be really aware of what all new classes, new sessions of these kind are coming, and we should try to introduce our children in these kind of activities. Then the fifth kind of activity which you can, or hobbies which you can develop in children, is something related to nature. Now it can be trekking, it can be like flower arrangement, something which can be done in nature. It's something like that. So anything which can be done related to nature, I think that just expose or introduce them in nature. It can be, so there are many firms, many organizations, they plan a lot of adventure trails for children, or some camps, river camps. So this kind of exposure, this kind of outing or excursions really develops a holistic view in the child, and child also get a chance to come in contact with the nature. They try to appreciate nature, and they try to develop, they develop compassion and empathy for the planet, right? So these kind of activities are really important. So try to inculcate variety of these engagements, variety of these skills through these engagements in the child. uh, so Yeah, so any yeah, I would like the audience, can you share any specific, any hobbies of your child? Can you share the hobbies which your child is having or which you're planning, so that they also develop some interest? Can we get some answers here? any hobbies which your child is already pursuing, or which you would like your child to develop, or get exposed to, which you are planning, any particular hobbies which you about your child? Craft works, yeah, that's good. We have to, that's very, that kind of exposure really helps. Craft works, yeah. Can we have more answers? Singing, yes, why not singing? Drawing, yes. Drawing also is, in fact, nowadays drawing is required in all the subjects. Painting, right? So any other new hobbies which you would like? Dancing, yes. Dancing is a very, gaming and football. Drawing, yes. Okay, good that you're already planning, or already your children are into, yes, dancing. Yes. So, viewers, you have to have these kind of engagements for the child also, where they get a chance to express. It's not only about public speaking, it's also about your dancing, anything where they get a chance to express themselves in very variety of creative ways. Fish farming, oh, that's so interesting. Why not fish farming? Yes, that should be, these kind of pursuits really help, and bring them so closer to nature and appreciate nature, and what all there in fish farming is also a skill, which really, that's amazing. That's nice. So any more yes, viewers, please share more hobbies or anything you are planning to introduce your child to these, any new skills. Stargazing, wow, that's wonderful. That's really very innovative. Yes, stargazing is something very interesting, and it's really catching up. So you can see all new kind of hobbies which are coming, and I'm so like, it's so heartening to see all the participants sharing a lot of new set of hobbies, which actually really helps us to, you know um, it really is something very different we get on the platter, and we are holistically, you develop a lot of perspectives, a lot of skills. Stargazing again is a really very, very, very uh, very interesting hobby. I think we adults also should start doing all this instead of partying and clubbing. That is okay, but now I think stamp collection, yes, why not? In fact, stamp collection, some children, they have a hobby of shell collection if they are staying on the seashore and all, or comic book collection. That collection is also a kind of good hobby. It can be stamp collection, comics, or when children are very small, they collect small cars, or small toys. So I have seen many of my, in my known circle, they have this hobby of collecting. That's good, that's good. Yeah. Okay, thank you, participants. So let me now share how you can encourage these hobbies in your children. I know uh, your children must be having a hobby, or there are certain ways, there are more ways where you can inculcate more hobbies, because a person should have a few set of hobbies. One hobby will not do. We should have a variety of hobbies, so that we get a chance to evolve and grow as an individual, through those hobbies. Yeah, firstly, what we can do, viewers, is that we should be very observant to the child. Observe carefully what your child is doing, right? If your child is very small, what, of course, you should give, first of all, variety of toys when the child is very small. It can be puzzles, it can be dolls, it can be cups, whatever toys are available as per the age group. Please give your child a variety of toys when the child is very small. I'm talking about that age, and try to understand, try to observe what the child is getting interested into. Like, suppose if you're giving a play-doh, so if a child has a natural inclination of creating something with hands, so that makes that child have some creative bent of mind. So you can always introduce your child to these kind of clay modeling, or suppose he or she loves paints, do activities with crayons. So introduce your child in all this painting, so be observant, observe carefully what your child is liking, what your child is not liking. Okay, sometimes some children may not be very they may not be naturally inclined towards this creativity, but they may be very physical. They love to move around, with they love to play around. So maybe they may like something in sports, so introduce them to sports, right? So this is the first point, that be observant to child. Second, talk to child about his or her likes and dislikes. You can start with yourself, like with your hobbies, like what you used to do when you were small, like your child. You can always share your experience. When I was small, I used to do stamp collection. In those days we used to get those postal letters we used to get, and I used to collect stamps. So it can be like, so you can share your experience of your childhood, and of course your child will automatically get encouraged to share his or her likes, and you can you have that communication with your child to understand um, his or her likings, so that you can decide on the hobbies, or you can encourage your child in that. Third is that introduce your child to a variety of whatever you feel. So it's as per the child's, you have studied your child, right? You have assessed your child, and you have a certain amount of knowledge about your child's likes and dislikes. So depending on that, introduce your child to a few set of hobbies or classes. Or if you are into some hobby, suppose if you yourself are into dance, and you think that your child is also maybe interested, why don't you teach your child dance, right? It can be classical dance, or in any other form of dance. You can start with that, share your experience, share your, if you have some hobby which you can teach, why not start doing from, you start teaching your child that skill. Or if that is not, then you can enroll your child to any nearby classes or any online classes. Nowadays a lot of online classes are also available on various hobbies, extracurricular things, so you can just introduce your child to those classes. Fourth thing is that introduce your child for a short duration. When you are introducing any hobby, don't just tell ki, okay, I have enrolled you for 1 year for these classes and you're not going. It should not be like that. Just first try for some time whether your child is getting settled in that session, whether the child is developing or learning something, really loving that or not. Because hobby should not be like academics. It is something which should purely depend on the child's interest. So enroll your child for a short duration, check his or her interest, and then continue, for the then you can enroll for the longer long term courses, or you can enroll for the whole year, whatever the program module is. And next one is that let the child decide. You should not take here the decision. Help the child to decide, and let the child, suppose if you have introduced your child to two classes, like one is on drama class and other is on drawing class, and child is not enjoying the drawing class, that's fine. Many people may not have that bent of mind to learn drawing for so long. Okay, some basic sense is there, but if the child is enjoying the drama class, then please then respect the child's decision and let the child continue with the drama classes. Yeah, we got some more responses like music, like keyboard, guitar, vegetable gardening. Yeah, that's also nice hobbies. We should encourage our children into this. Yeah, so I was talking about how you can encourage your children in hobbies. So I was talking about let the child decide. And sixth, and the most important part, parents, that you need to make a regular schedule for the child where hobbies is also a part. Like the way whenever we, suppose for example, like the way we holidays, when we have holidays coming up, we say, okay, bacha, you have to study for 2 hours, again you go for play, again you have to study for 1 more hour. Like the way we are so disciplined about the academic, why can't we make it a more discipline for the hobbies time also? Tell the child, if suppose a child loves football or drawing class, make it a point that when you're making a timetable or schedule for the child, keep that hobby also apart along with that academics. That is very important, because that is something at the end of the day what we do, viewers. We want to relax, right? We want to feel good. We want to do something which we like. So similarly with hobbies also, with children also, academics is fine, you are taking care, you are so, everybody is very serious about academics, they should learn and they should do well in academics. But apart from academics, you should also give importance on these hobbies parts, because that will relax them, that will re-energize them. That is very important. So make these hobbies a regular feature of the daily schedule which you are planning for the child. That is really really very important, viewers. And that is what we sometimes ignore as a parent, because we feel ki, okay, children is, if attending the coaching class is good, we are so happy, they are so sincere with the coaching class. But if the children are not sincere with the hobby class, or they are not able to do that, we are not concerned, we do not get concerned. We only get concerned when children are missing their academics. But if they are missing on their hobbies, we do not really get concerned. That is bad part, that we should really consciously now, right? We should understand this importance of hobbies in one's life. um, Also, viewers, if you I know many of you must be knowing, all the great universities of the world, like Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, or all other Ivy League colleges, when they select candidates for their programs and courses, they try to see the holistic profile of the students. They acknowledge the non-academic part of the a student, what he has or she has done, whether has she done any community development program, has she done any volunteering program, or what are the hobbies. So this hobbies helps us to build up the profile of a person in a very holistic way. And all the worldwide good established colleges, they really give a lot of weightage to this profile of the students. Profile does not mean your marks in academics, but it also takes in account your personality, your personality, how you are, what is your interest, what all the things you do in your non-academic time. That is very important, that gives weightage to that part of your personality also. And because that is what we are made of, we are not only made of only maths and science, we are made up of singing, everything. All these pursuits brings out so many aspects of our personality. So they give the weightage on, in a very they always give weightage to the profile which is more all-rounder, which stands on all-rounder basis. So it really, hobbies is not only just for pastime, it also actually helps you, it will help you in cracking a lot of entrance exams of good universities. It will help you as a person in adult life, it will help you in your career life. Because of hobbies, you may bond well with some of your colleagues, or it will also help you, at the end of like your hectic day of office, you since you have a hobby, you will have some relaxation schedule. So that's where hobbies have a great role to play, and it really shapes our personalities, as I've shared so many examples today. And I think, parents, you will start giving, of course you must be giving, but I think sometimes, parents, we need some revisions. Everybody needs revision. So this is also kind of revision session, like, parents, please encourage your children in hobbies. They are also very important in shaping the personalities of your children. So that was my insights on this role of hobbies. So any queries, anything would you like to know more, you can share in the chat. I'm here. So meanwhile, I'll check my this mobile if I have got something, some. So parents, if you have anything to share, or anything related to hobbies, why don't you share in the chat? So to sum up, viewers, I would just like to say that please, uh, give importance to hobbies also, in your life also, and in your children's life also. And one beautiful thing is that what you can do is that, why don't you develop some family hobby which you all love to do. That will bond you very well. Suppose it can be traveling, It can be, painting. You can all make, everybody, all members of your family can paint, and it will be really fun. You can bond so well if you share a common hobby. So try to find some common hobby in your family, and it will be a really great bonding activity. Okay, Biju has said, any tips to improve our observation skills? Okay, yeah. So there are a lot many activities like stargazing, as you were telling. Stargazing, that's very important. Like it's a very interesting activity where you can do, or you can also do. This should I encourage them? Okay, so that is one with stargazing, which you can encourage. Or what other yeah, if your child is into painting, lot of observation goes, the minute detailing of when you're painting, or in any creative pursuits, in that lot of observation skills are required in that way. Otherwise, observation everywhere we need, but if you want to be very specific, you can engage your child in some creative pursuits like drawing or painting, or stargazing, as you have mentioned. So these things will really improve the observation skills. Or you can have some activity with your children, picture reading. Picture reading is also very good exercise for young children. You just give a small picture and make the child observe, okay, what is there in the picture, what do you think, why should it be there, what is the color, what is the shade of this, right? Okay, Sheila has given, if my child has no interest in any hobbies, how should I encourage them? Okay, see, Sheila, there is no hard and fast rule to that. It's something vital to your existence. Having hobbies, every child has got different progress, so every child also growing, your child is growing. Maybe okay, today your child may not have any interest in any of the hobbies, and yeah, so but you as a parent should keep on introducing new things with the child and talk more with the child. Share your hobbies with child. Share your share child's grandma's or grandfather's hobbies. So the child will automatically understand, yeah, I need to do something in my free time. Yeah, watching TV cannot be, Kartika, as I said, watching TV cannot be counted as a hobby. It's a pastime actually, because TV viewing is very passive. And many experts says that, hobbies like watching TV or just reading a newspaper is not a hobby. It's just a pastime, because we are not able to apply our mind, because it's just like consuming. We are consuming there. We are not doing anything creative there. Hobbies should be something which challenges you. Hobbies should be something where you are able to create something, or where you are able to use any skill of yours. That is hobby, right? Yeah, mobile gaming can be considered as a good hobby. Shall we encourage? See, with Shaiju, it's a very good question. With times are changing and we cannot escape technology. So, mobile gaming, if it is done in moderation, then that is fine. But the moment it becomes addiction, because most of the games are addictive in nature and they have designed in such a way that you will get addicted. So if you can really keep that in moderation, and please be observant what kind of games they are playing, it should not be very violent, then that's fine, you can. But that again cannot be considered a very good hobby, because here that's again you are into some mode and you are not doing much creativity there. It's all depend on the game. I don't know, because most I have whatever I have seen in my as a parent, which I have seen, and my son also plays games, but I find most of the games are we should not play it for for longer hours. Keep it moderate. Yeah, reading a book, Parvati, is a very, in fact, it is a fantastic and it is one of the greatest hobby which we can ever have. And reading a book should be, I think everybody should have this kind of pastime or hobby. Actually, it's a hobby. It's a hobby, reading a book. And read a book which inspires you. Read a book which, which really makes you feel good. So reading a book is a very good hobby, and we should encourage, especially in children, we should encourage this hobby. This should be a, I think, must hobby for every child, reading a book. Yeah, any more anything more you would like to know about? Yes, right, Balakrishnan, you have said right that kids have increased and learn more verbal communication while watching certain kids' YouTube videos. But also we should be very, careful of what language they are talking. Okay, many just what kind language has to be proper. There are different channels by different companies, and just be careful with the language which they are speaking in the YouTube. Whatever what they are learning, it should be proper, it should be something decent enough. That's only point of advice I would like to give. Yeah. Yeah, Nimisha has, yeah, Nimisha, I think this is something which we all face, that we actually don't get enough time to follow our hobbies. But at least once a week, we should make it a point, like we make it a point to, get some, yeah, I think we all have this habit of, it has, especially in urban families, ordering a food from outside at least once a week we should have, whatever Sunday, or if you're preparing at home, Sunday lunch or Sunday dinner, it's special. If we can plan those things, why not plan some time for hobbies? That is as simple as that, Nimisha. We have to be very particular about that. If you are habits, try to follow. If it suppose also depends on the kind of hobbies. Suppose if you are having a hobby of trekking, then of course you need to go out. You need to go out, you have to really plan your schedule, because it will take a lot of time. But if you are having some hobbies which can be, which you can do at home, then you can do immediately. You can always schedule that on a weekly basis, right? Okay, Balakrishnan, kids video, yeah, getting off from the video. uh yeah, viewers, it's right that nowadays video consumption has really gone up. And see, we have to decide as an adult which kind of video we should allow. We should be observant, as I shared in my tips when I was sharing. We should be observant to the child, what the child is doing, right? You cannot avoid videos. Of course, videos are a very good way to learn a lot of things, but keep everything in moderation, right? And for long hours, if a child is very small, don't allow the child to keep on watching the video for 1 hour, 2 hour. No, that is not advisable. And also, I think, since it's a screen time, please help the child to do that eye exercise, like blink, closing. Because what happened when we are constantly at screen, we are not closing our eyes. And there is a, I think, all eye experts, they say that our eyes become very dry. So these things we have to just keep in mind when our kids are there online on the screen. Just help the child, of course, with the posture, the way you are sitting in front of the screen, and eye exercise. Help your child to do the eye exercise, which will really keep the things in healthy way. So, and do everything in moderation. Videos, everything should be in moderation, because as per the child's age of child is very young. Please, and one like from 6 to 7 you are having something on screen, then after 7 you should come out of the screen and do something off screen. So balance it out in that way. Yeah, viewers, any more like queries or anything you would like to know? So good to see all your responses, your participation, and I'm really like, it was really a good time having you all here. Yeah, viewers, if you have we have another few more minutes to go. So if you have any more queries or anything which you want to share, please do so here in the chat. So as the last question says, see, videos are good, but in moderation. A lot of good stuff are coming in video format, and it just, you have to be very cautious and careful what all our children are doing, what all they are watching, and how much time they are watching, right? And keep the things in a healthy way. Tell them to correct their posture when they are sitting online. Tell them to do take eye break, exercises for 10 to 15 seconds. They should take a break. And So these are all the small things which we can, because times are changing, and we have to also be, adaptable to these changing times, and help our kids also, to adapt it well. Yeah. Any more thing would you like to know? So we are here for another few minutes. So parents do make it a point. Try to try to explore a family hobby if you can, and if you get engaged in that family hobby, you will really have a lot of fun and you will bond well. I think that is the last, uh, uh, you know, tip which I really want to reinforce. Try to explore if some hobbies, if you all are sharing, if all are having the same hobby, right? So hobbies overall, you have seen it help us to grow as an individual. It keeps us healthy. It makes us happy. Hobbies are hobbies are the best. Okay, how to engage my kids with traveling? Yeah, that's a nice question. Yeah, Kartika, again, you can always first try to find out, um, I think what you can do, you can ask your child, any particular, if your child is interested in wildlife, or if your child is interested in nature or flowers, something related, or if your child is interested in knowing history of a place, or if your child is interested in exploring fast foods. Of course, children usually they love fast food, burgers and all, different things, different cuisines. It all depend what's the age of your child. So try to engage your child in these kind of conversation, and tell them that wherever you are staying, you all are used. We all know okay, this is all there in our city or in our town. But if we travel to new places, we'll get a chance. We'll get a chance to explore these buildings. We'll get a chance to explore this fast food, which is not available here. We can get a chance to explore these birds, which we hardly get to see in cities. You'll get to connect to nature, or you can plan out some, if your child really love this, you can plan some, farm visits. There are a lot of organic farms, so try to find these ways which will help the child to develop some time why you need to travel. Or if it is a road travel, then around us the visuals which you enjoy, the fresh air which we enjoy on the roads. Or if you're traveling to some place, try to inculcate the interest of that place, why you are planning to go to that place, what all new things you will explore there. So I think these are the ways you can make your conversation interesting, and try to get generate some interest in your child related to your traveling plans. Yeah, kids drawing. Yeah, kids drawing again. I think kids drawing, yeah, drawing is very important nowadays. It has, as I've said earlier, it has become a part of almost all the subjects where you need to, express your ideas to drawing. You can make a lot of, nowadays doodle art has come, doodle art, and many kids are doing so well in doodle art. You can introduce, or you can make it interesting by introducing doodle art form. Or you can do art with, with leaves, flowers. So these kind art is not only about colors, or drawing is not only about colors or something. You can add some creativity into that. We can create something, we can form some images or something with the help of flowers, with the help of leaves. So these are the things you have to make that exercise interesting, so that child comes to that, finally comes to that session and do that and practice, and then you can see some changes in child's approach towards that, skill. Okay, yeah. So Sheila has given, what are the hobbies to engage a 3-year-old or a baby below that age? Yeah. So at this age, children are very small. So Of course, you can try out any musical instrument like xylophone are there. If you, it all depends. See, you introduce at this time in the preschooling years, especially parents, we should introduce all kinds of toys and educational kits which are available, because this is a time when we also don't know and child also doesn't know. Child is exploring these ways. So it can be musical toys, it can be some puzzles, it can be building blocks, you never know. Or you, if your child loves to play with play-doh, I think play-doh is a very good activity at this time which you can get your child in, because they love to touch, sense all the sensorial materials, which are there in the toys, which help the child to sense with their hands. Or these kind of activities, I think will help the child to develop some hobbies, because we at this age you need to introduce a lot of things to the child is very small. So you need to observe carefully what your child is getting interested into, or it can be like, as play-doh, it can be any outdoor activity. Suppose your child loves to go out and loves to play with ball, it's some basics, you will understand, child is, or loves to dance. Of course there is certain age, I think 3 years is not many dance school they don't take. I think by the age of 4 or 5 actually you can get into formal training of sports or dance. But other hobbies you can always introduce drawing. You just give them the sheets, give them play-doh, just get them into the garden and see whether are they taking any interest in watering the plants. These kind of things will help you also as a parent to explore what my child is enjoying. I think these because child is very small at this time, you need to explore, and child is also exploring, and you need to introduce all these things to the child. Yeah, Shaiju has given, no, it is not good to choose. Yeah, it's, is it good to force kids to choose a hobby which is not interesting? No, a hobby should be something which a person loves to do. Hobbies is not something you cannot force that hobby to the child. That is not a hobby. That's like an exercise or task. Like suppose child is not enjoying drawing, then child will not say drawing is not my hobby, my father or my mother is telling me to draw. So that is what. So you cannot force your kids to choose a hobby. Hobby is something which comes natural to person, and of course you are there to encourage your child to develop that hobby. That is important. You should create that ambience, you should support your child, you should encourage your child. You should help your child to schedule a hobby time regularly. That is more important. That is important part, because hobbies will come naturally, and you need to just be observant to what your child is, where your child is developing interest. So something which your child is loving, that that is a hobby. You cannot force or impose hobbies on somebody else. That's what I would like to share. Oh, hi Vishy has also joined, good to see you. Yeah, viewers, any more queries you have relating to this theme of hobbies, or how it helps? As I think you all must be convinced that hobbies have a great role in the development of the child, in shaping of the personality. And as I said, one great tip: please find a family hobby which will help you to bond well with all the family members in one go. Yes, that's a very interesting hobby, Parvati. Is observing nature a hobby? Why not? I think that's a very interesting hobby, and you can do lot if you're observing a nature. It can inspire you a lot to pursue other hobbies. Like if you're observing nature, it can be stargazing as a part of that, or if you're observing birds. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of communities who goes to watch birds. So if you just search it online, you will find all these kind of communities are there. And these kind of activities really help. This is something very interesting. Observing nature is, of course, it's a hobby, and it's a very creative and very I think it's a very unique hobby and very creative. I think if you have, or if somebody in your circle is doing that, that's quite good. And it observing, because there's a lot to learn from nature. It helps to connect with nature. It helps you to relax, and lot more things will come. Sometimes many people, they spend time in nature to get creative ideas, or into content writing, or those who are into poetry, or something which they want to plan up. They observe nature or something. The different objectives are there of many people if they want to spend time in nature. So there are, of course, spending time with nature is also a hobby. Yes, any more questions? So I hope, viewers, you have got some takeaways from this session, and I have been able to convey my message and insights on this role of hobbies, and how they shape up our personality, and why it is so important to encourage these hobbies in our children too. Yeah, Parvati, as I have shared from the start, that hobbies are important because it helps you to shape your personality. That is the final outcome, and the most important part is that it keeps you happy, it keeps you relaxed. So I have shared a lot of advantages in my session. If you remember, if you recall, that's why hobbies are very, very important, and it brings out a lot of aspects of your personality which doesn't come out from your academic life or from following other things. But hobbies really brings out a lot of new things, new aspects of your personality. Yeah, Cheryl, as you have rightly said that you know children have started feeling very bored in this time, present times, because they are really their outdoor activities are really cut off. If you can recall, the prior to pandemic, they were really going outside, they were playing, they were meeting with friends. So it becomes more important now also in this pandemic as a parent, because I know many, like all parents, are so busy, but sometimes it becomes very difficult. And in this time, as I've said, hobbies is something you can always develop, and it can change from time to time. So if you can find out something, try to engage your kids into variety of sessions, which is right now, of course, on online a lot of sessions are available, which you think it can be dancing, it can be exercise, or yoga for kids. So try to engage your kids in those sessions, and just see whether your kids is enjoying that or not. I think that is the only way right now to to kill that boredom. And also, always keep a lot of books handy. uh, let your child read, let your child of course, a lot of outdoor active sports, as otherwise it would have been. Or also, one is socializing. Children are not able to socialize, which they were able to do prior to pandemic. Now try to you just schedule a Zoom call with their friends, or these kind of things which will really make them feel good. So you can just do these things. Of course, you must be seeing that a lot of birthday parties are happening on Zoom. So you can have these kind of, because we have to also change ourselves, we have to adapt ourselves to the changing times. That is the only way we can do to kill this boredom. Yeah, Balakrishnan, as I've shared, you can do all these new things. Schedule on Zoom a play date with all your kids' friends, let them play some game, or get an app. As a lot of playing apps have come, you can let them play a game on that so that they can socialize. And socializing is something which they are missing out, because it's not always possible for you as a parent to spend time, but you can always create these opportunities for them which will kill their boredom, so these kind of engagements will really help them out. Thank you, Biju. Thank you, Sheila, that you have liked the session. Thank you, Nimisha. So as a parents, you have to also be very innovative and creative, in encouraging your kids in different activities, different kind of hobbies, because times are rapidly changing, and I think we adults also need to develop new hobbies and let our children also develop new hobbies. Thank you, Parvati. Thank you, Deepak, Lakshmi. Thank you so much, all the viewers, and thank you, Elephanty team, for having me here. Thanks a lot. Wish you all a good and happy hobby time.